everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing good. So, the thing is, if you're someone who wants to better your life, to get better results, whatever you're doing, the secret is you have to learn to let go, to let in. You see, there's a thing up here. It's called our ego. I guess you call it your conscious mind, self-awareness. But it's not really who you are. The thing about your ego, or that mind part of you, is it likes to give you a lot of anxiety. It likes to give you a lot of feelings of loneliness, that you don't have anyone. You're all by yourself. You have no help. You only have your ego to rely on. You know, a lot of us, we spend time relying on our mind instead of relying on ourselves. Let that sink in. Let me repeat that. What do I mean by that? We spend a lot of time relying on our mind instead of relying on ourselves. What does that mean? Think deep here. Think beyond here. It basically means we spend a lot of time in our limited conscious mind, and we don't go deep enough into our creative or higher mind, which is called our authentic self. The thing about the universe people got to understand is this thing that we live in, it's also in what's known as a self-correcting code. Think about that. A self-correcting code basically means you can't get away with anything. Whatever you do will come back to you multiplied. Whatever you put out is going to come back to you multiplied. That's called momentum. So it means that if you're someone and you're always in a negative thought and you're always thinking things aren't going your way, that's what you're creating in this code. And the correcting code is it will bring this back to you even more. If you're someone now who's doing positive stuff, you're doing your thing, you're being authentic, then the universe is going to come back around and help you. Now, it also works this way. Because it's a self-correcting code, it literally means you don't have to waste your energy trying to fight people, get revenge on people, try to do things to people. Because what they do to you comes back to them, because they're also a part of this self-correcting code. So you see how beautiful and elegantly designed this universe is? Everybody will get theirs in due time. People call it karma. People call it cause and effect. But it's a beautiful thing. So to let the universe work for you is to just keep your mind on doing what you want to do. Be positive. Be optimistic, man. How are you guys doing today? Good. See how that works? Think about that. A self-correcting code. Now, let me ask you this question. Good morning from Tampa. Hey, how you doing? Check this out. Have you ever, like, when you're chilling or whatever you're doing, have you ever thought about, like, your awareness, your mind? Like, have you ever thought about, like, the awareness of who I am? Is that me? Is that in my brain? What is all that stuff, right? Have you thought about that? Okay, let me show you something here. When you have an awareness and you look around, that's not who you are. Your awareness is a part of a physical, three-dimensional perspective. So you're like actually a visitor here. You're not even from here, man. That awareness of who you are live in your brain. Your brain is like a receiver. It's a projector of that thing. Me, Mark. I mean, in layman terms, people, it means that you are somewhere else projecting this type of reality, man. You are somewhere else projecting this reality. Hello from Las Vegas. Mark, are you serious, man? This stuff sounds a bit quacky or weird, bro. So you're telling me that I'm here, but I'm experiencing this stuff, my awareness and all that stuff, so I'm somewhere else. How is that possible, man? How's that possible? All right, let me show you how that's possible here. I want to check this out here. So, you think that this stuff is a physical construct, right? You think that this world is what we call real, right? Well, I have news for you. There's groundbreaking research that has just shown that the universe is non-local. The universe is not local. They just won a Nobel Prize for this. You can research the article. Physicists just won a Nobel Prize for this. It shows that the universe is non-local. What does that mean? It means the universe is not real. It's not here. It's being projected from somewhere else. In other words, it's an illusion, a perception, a hologram. Just like your consciousness is. Someone says, I read the article. The article may be confusing, but in layman's terms, it means that what you're experiencing right now in this universe is an illusion. Non-local. It's not here. Somewhere else, this thing is being projected into our lives here. All right. Yeah, they won the Nobel Prize for showing how the photons of light. Yeah. But the whole point of the article and everything is that it's non-local. Well, I need to. What someone said. Well, I need to reboot my program. Yeah, you can reboot your program. You see, the thing is, like, if you want your life to go a certain way, I talked about earlier. I said you got to let go to let in, and what that means is you have to escape the parameters of your limited mind, your ego mind. See, the ego mind has us in a box, like a construct, a box. The box it surrounds us with is the past, the future, and a self-perception of us. Three components of this box. Repeat it. It surrounds you with the future, and it also surrounds you with the past. Then it has what's called your self-image. Now, with these three things, they are very controlling. I mean, if you think about it, that's all life is, right? Time, right? You get up in the morning, it's like the future, you're thinking the past, and then you have this persona or personality, right? But guys, that is a construct. That's not you. That's a limited. It puts you in a box. So you see, a lot of the reason why people struggle or they find it difficult because most people don't know they're in a box. If you don't know you're in a box, you can't get out of the box. But if you know you're in a box, and you say, "Oh, I'm in a box," I get out of the box. So man, how do I get out of this box, Mark? Or what's the deal with this box, this construct here? Well, the box, to get out of the box, is now where your awareness comes in. See, you have this awareness, and then the box can't hold your authentic self, your true version, your higher self, who you truly are. That will always communicate to you, and it comes to you through your intuition, it comes to you through dreams. But let me go back to the construct of this box to show you what's going on here. So if you ever have issues in your life, and when you want to do something, you can only do it within the box. You see how limited that is? Think about it. The future. We spend a lot of time in the future. But guess what? The future isn't coming. It's not here. It's an illusion. And the thing about the ego is it doesn't like to keep you in the present. They'll stick you in the present and then throw you in the future real quick. The thing about your ego is, the construct of the ego is this. Once it sees you in the present, it watches you. All right, let me see how long this guy's going to stay in the present moment. Oh, no, he's staying too long. I got to throw him in the future. See that? It makes you dip your foot in the present and then throw you in the future. It doesn't want you to be in the present. It can't handle the present moment. The present moment is too much going on. It's the present moment is where true creation and true authenticity of yourself exists. So when you're in the present, things get revealed to you. You get insight, you get downloads, you get intuition, you get all these top things that comes into your life when you're in the present. So now your ego says, I can't allow that, man. We have to stay in the future and the past. So if you're wondering like, why am I always, my mind's always raving, why can't my mind be quiet? Because your mind is constantly avoiding the present. It has to do it. When it's in the present, it believes it loses the power to you. So let's go back to this box and how this stuff affects your life right now. So when you're in this construct box, which by the way, the past and the future it doesn't exist, right? You do know that. So it's like you're living in an illusion as well. So when you're in this box, now it goes into your personality. Call it persona, whatever, who you are. Now, with this persona you have, what people call your personality, you have a lot of flaw. That's what your ego says. You have a lot of limitation. So this limitation now, it constantly reminds you that you're not good enough. You can't do it. You don't deserve it. Okay? That's what it does. Man, why does it do that, man? Why does my ego want to punish me? Why does my ego want to keep me out of this thing? Because the ego is constructed for survival and a routine. The ego does not like change. Change threatens the ego. So when the ego sees you're changing, it reminds you of why you can't change. Repeat that. When this construct of the ego sees you changing, it will remind you why you can't change. Well, how does it remind you? Well, it'll bring up your past. It'll bring up what you're not good at. And if you believe that stuff, you're stuck in the box. But the people who are high-minded, are enlightened, are awakened individuals, they know the jig is up. They know this game. They understand that it's change that they need that will help them. So they go beyond their ego. And when you go beyond your ego now, it attacks you. So how does my ego attack me, Mark? Well, your ego uses the most powerful part of your mind to create. It uses your unconscious or your subconscious mind. So Mark, how does it attack me with my subconscious mind? Well, it communicates to your subconscious mind, man. Because your subconscious mind is illogical. Your subconscious mind takes orders from your ego, by the way, from your conscious mind. It's like a computer. The subconscious is a guy that don't judge. It just listens and just follows whatever it says. It says, okay, this is it, I'm going to do it. It can't refute, it can't think, it can't analyze. It's just like a robot. All right, so check this out. So when you decide to make the change and say, man, I got to better my life, then it has the next part of its plan. It says, all right, okay, you're going to change? I got something for you. It activates your subconscious mind. Now, when you're going to step out of your comfort zone, that's where the subconscious mind now hits back. It says, you can't change. Why can't I change? So it hits you with these feelings of anxiety. It hits you with these feelings of doubt. It hits you with these feelings of uncertainty, of fear. Let's see how these feelings come up. I mean, think about it. Whenever you're about to do something new or try something new, it's always hard to do, right? Because you always get nervousness, you get doubts. That is the ego talking to the subconscious to try to get you to stay put by keeping you in the box. Yeah, someone says that's how I feel, like a pull and tug. Yeah. So, man, that's how it works. That's how it works. So, man, what do I do? Well, here's the thing now. The subconscious has its own mechanism. You can get the subconscious to override the ego. Now, remember about the subconscious, right? It is illogical. So if I could get my subconscious to override my ego, my subconscious will never give me any resistance. It will just put forth to do what I do. The reason I feel resistance right now is because of my ego talking to my subconscious and telling my subconscious, hey man, make this guy feel fear. Make him worry, make him doubt. Hey, Make him think of the worst thing that's going to happen. All that is just designed for me to stay in the box. Remember the construct of the box: the past, the future, and the personality of my flaws. That's the box the ego wants you to stay in. All right? Okay. Now, we know the box, we know the construct. Now we know what the ego does and how it talks to the unconscious. So what do? This is where now you use what's called your willpower. This is the best time to use willpower. That's a process of the mind. Willpower. We all have willpower. We can get up and we can do it, and we said we're going to do it. So now you got to use your willpower to override that stuff. So what does it mean to use my willpower? Well, this is where you have to now face your fears. Become comfortable in the uncomfortable. Take that risk. Once you get by that, that's now you open up a new paradigm of reality. See now, once you can go by, override the subconscious, because it's going to try to keep you, because the ego wants you. But once you say, no, I'm just going to take this, I'm going to go. Now you're going to be connected to your authentic self, because it's right there on the other side waiting for you. Your higher self is waiting for you to go past the ego and push through the subconscious, because that's when it can give you clear direction, because now that's when you're more aware, because now you're saying, I'm not letting the fear stop me, I'm not letting the doubt stop me, I'm not letting the anxiety stop me. I'm going to go for my goals and my dreams. I'm going to push through. Something great is going to happen for me, and I'm going to make it happen. Once you do that, now, when I talk about the universe's self-correcting code, that's when now the universe starts to organize the right pieces for your life to move beyond. Look, you'll never reach the plateau you want to go to or manifest what you want if you're stuck in your comfort zone. There's only one constant thing in this universe, is the process of entropy, from order to disorder, chaos to order, order to chaos. We call that change. Things are always going to change in your life. You're never going to be the same, man. And the ego doesn't like the change. This is why so many people get stuck in their comfort zone, because they're paranoid and driven by their fears. But if you understand this game, and I'm showing you how it works, you just push through. Once you push through, the light, okay, say you see the light at the tunnel, whatever you want to call it, that becomes apparent. Now the beauty of this, once you use your willpower and pushes through, now you're going to see a new level of openings now. So now the subconscious says, okay, I've just been overridden. Now, remember, the subconscious can't talk back to you like your ego and say, hey, man, you just override me. I'm going to go back and put you back into fear, doubt. It can't do that no more, because the subconscious is logical. All the subconscious sees is, oh, this is a new program. This person wants to do this new thing. So if you keep doing it, thinking about it, your subconscious is now going to adopt that as a new program. Hence, that's what I mean it can override your ego. Because now your ego goes back and says, hey man, I thought I told you to keep this guy checked. Don't let this guy find out who he truly is. I don't want this guy to go and find out that he can leave me and he can be the best version of himself, man. Why didn't you try to, I told you to put the fear, doubt, and worry in him. The subconscious is like, hey man, I tried, man. I hit him with anxiety, I hit him with fear, I hit him with doubt, but this guy still kept pushing on, man. And then the ego says, what? And the subconscious says, I got another news for you, man. This guy just changed my program. Huh? Ego says, what do you mean you changed your program? Yeah, now you put a new program in me, that he's abundant, that he's positive. And the ego says, well, stop it, change it. Subconscious, bro, I can't change it. I gotta do this program. So the ego says, well, think for yourself. Subconscious, I can't think, man. I'm a program. I'm just gonna do what this guy does. So the ego will now try to stop the subconscious. Subconscious can't stop the unconscious because it has more power than your ego. So the subconscious just says, sorry, bro, I gotta follow this program. That's how it works. It says, hey man, this is how I'm set up to work. So how do I get this program, Mark? How do I do this stuff? Repetition, implementation. Repetition, implementation. Constant feedback, constant impression, constant thinking, constant focus, without attachment, thinking positive, seeing the goal, despite what's happening in your life, visualizing it, impressing it, auto-hypnosis, self-hypnosis, auto-programming, exposing to new environments. Keep exposing yourself to content that inspires and motivates you. Those are the tips and the tools that you use to your subconscious, and you override your conscious logical mind. At that point, even your own logical mind cannot sabotage you. It may try to, but because your subconscious is more powerful. So let me ask you guys a question. Can anyone tell me, why is the subconscious more powerful than your conscious mind? What tools does it have? What advantages does your subconscious have over your regular mind? Can anyone tell me that? Meditation is relative. Meditation helps us win. So why is my subconscious more powerful? Someone says get more girls. What about the unconscious that makes it more powerful than the subconscious? Yeah, we'll get to connecting with the higher self, because that's the next level of this. But you got to push through those two components. Subconscious is connected to source. That's correct. But I'm talking about a physiological effect that it has on our human body. What is it about the subconscious that makes it more powerful than our logical mind? You're okay. Subconscious cannot be judged by thoughts. Okay, so you're telling me. So, all right, let me tell you why. Here's the thing. The subconscious is more powerful than your conscious mind because your conscious mind processes informations with thoughts. The subconscious processes information with thoughts, but also emotions. Your emotions are stronger than your thoughts. Your emotions create your habits. Your habits create your lifestyle. Your lifestyle creates your world. Would you like me to run that by you again? Your subconscious creates your habits. Your habits create your lifestyle. Your lifestyle creates your reality. Your habits will always control you more than your thinking. Man, how is that possible? Here's how it's possible. The thing about the subconscious mind is this. When you are in a habit consciousness, your conscious mind will get shut off. That's right. When you do things by habit, you're not thinking, you're doing. That means your logical mind isn't in an awareness of that thing. So that literally means your subconscious has the power to shut down your own mind, man. That's how powerful it is. This is why people fight against themselves. This is why people create self-sabotage, because in their minds, they promise themselves, I'm not going to do it. All right, I'm not going to do it. I promise myself I'm not going to eat that candy. I'm not going to get another drink. I'm not going to go to that person. I'm going to stay away from that person. I'm not going to do this again. I'm going to do... we say, all right. Then 5 minutes later, damn, why did I do it? I know I shouldn't do it. And you feel guilty. What happened there? Your habits overrid your mind. The habits were more powerful. The emotions were more powerful. That's the subconscious. Subconscious says, all right, man. So you're not going to do it? Watch this. You talking all that talk? I'm going to make you do it. Boom. And then you beat yourself up. You get upset. He's like, man, why did I do that, man? Don't be so hard on yourself. You did that because you were unaware of how your mind and the universe and your consciousness work. You're doing something that you're unaware of. You're something ignorant. You don't know this stuff. What you don't know, you don't know. So don't beat yourself up. Now what you do now, when you do know, now you know how to fix it. Knowledge is the first key to understanding and controlling your world. So man, so as I'm talking here, so many of you should by now know that this guy's talking about changing the emotional map of our minds, creating a new habit, because that's the only way you are going to succeed. You're not going to succeed with an intellect mind. It's literally impossible. You could be the smartest person intellectually, analytical person, all that stuff. You will only go so far. It's literally impossible, because in order for you to reach the true epicenter of your desires or your goals or who you ever truly are, you have to connect and merge with the higher part of the mind, known as the higher self. Because in that part of the mind, it has a new component that your conscious mind can never touch, can't even compete with. And the part of that mind, it works through intuition, insight, inspired action, high knowledge, awareness. It's in another dimension. You got to remember, guys, you are not here. Physically, your conscious mind or your awareness, your ego is here. But your authentic self isn't here. It's in a different dimension. It broadcasts information here. So imagine this dimension. If it's in this dimension, it cannot be bound by the construct of the box. It cannot even be bound by the laws of this physical universe. That means it can't be bound by space or time. Let me repeat that. It cannot be bound by space nor what we call time. If you could master space and time, they'll call you a god. But that's what your authentic self does every time. How do you think you get information that you didn't know about? How do you think you made the right decision at the right time? How do you think you got this dream and this idea in your head and you put it to work and all of a sudden it sprouts success? You think that was just a conscious thing? No, my friend. That is a very powerful thing, man. Can shock trauma throw the program off? I've been booted into trauma. Yes. Yes. If you experience something traumatic in your life, it can reset your program. Yes, it can glitch. It can throw your program out. Because remember what happens. The thing about the mind and the subconscious, it's infinite, so it wants to protect the program. So if something traumatic happened in your life and it sees that it's disrupting the pattern, it will hold it and it will store it down. It will bury it alive. Memories buried alive can never die. So even though it's buried deep down, it's still there, but it manifests itself in other avenues. It'll come up in another part of your life that you never thought about. So yes, trauma can have an effect on you. So what do you do? If you know you're in trauma, how do you figure out? You have to watch your patterns, guys. Pattern. We work in patterns. We're pattern people. We're people of routines. Our patterns determines where we're going to go. Think about it. Oh man, I know his pattern. Every day you're a creature of habits and patterns. Yeah. So if you notice, like, man, I used to do this. If you notice in your life, like, all right, man, you know what, Mark? Man, my business used to make a lot of money, man. But all of a sudden, things are down. Mark, I just find myself more unmotivated, man. First thing you got to ask yourself is, okay, does anything dramatic happen in the past few months of my life? Go back, revisit. Oh, yeah, damn, I did have that big thing there, whatever it is, that affected your program. So what you do now, all you got to do is reboot it, refix it again. Just do what you did before to get where you're doing. If you're using subliminals before, go back to the subliminals. If you did auto-hypnosis, hypnotherapy, go back to that. If you were focusing on what you want and visualizing, you got to go back to that, because you're going to have to reinstall or reboot the program, because when something glitches, the subconscious is going to hold it in there. Now remember, memories buried alive never die. So that means even though it's hidden, you still want to get it out, because it will manifest in other parts of your life. So how do I get that stuff out, man? Well, if you remember the trauma, man, bring the trauma up now. And then give the trauma a positive meaning. Give the trauma that this didn't happen to me, this happened for me. Remember, your subconscious is illogical. It's going to accept this as a new program. Then it's going to bring you back on top. We live in a pattern recognition universe. We live in a self-correcting coded universe. If you understood, let me use the word, if you overstand, because this is beyond stuff. If you overstand what I'm just saying to you right now, it will literally shift your life into a new paradigm. You will never be the same. You will have more success you have anything. We live in a pattern recognition, self-correcting code universe. Listen up now. Listen up. By me telling you this, it will change your life profoundly. Okay, dude. How the hell is this going to change my life profoundly? Look, I just told you the secret to life, my friend. I just told so many people the secret to life. Can someone comment in here? Comment in here. If you understand what I'm saying, say understood. If you don't understand, I'll explain it to you. If you understand, say I got it. If you don't, just say, hey man, please explain. Please explain. Someone said understood. Let's see. Okay, someone said, can you please explain again? Overstood. So, okay. So we got 2 overstood. Please explain. Okay. Please explain. Okay. So here's another one. Overstand. Okay. So for the ones who overstand, please explain again. Okay. So I got to explain to the people here because they don't understand. They gotta get it too. They want to change their life in a positive aspect. So if you overstand and understood, good for you. So let me explain it to the ones who don't understand it. I'll make it very simple for you. Someone said, please make it simple. Right, here is what I mean. Your life is run by your patterns. All you have to do is whenever you get up in the morning and whatever you're doing, just start to pay attention to your habits and your routines and your patterns. Your patterns are what you think about a lot, where you go a lot, what's your views on certain things. Those are your patterns and your habits. Your patterns are, where's my mind all the time? Those are your patterns and your habits. If you can sit back for a week and just observe those things, then you will have enough information to know and see, damn, that's why I couldn't do that stuff. That's why I can't get that stuff, because I'm stuck in a loop. Now, once you understand the patterns, you say, damn, man, I didn't know I was doing all that stuff. I didn't know I was thinking all that stuff. I didn't know I was scared of that. I didn't know I didn't really want that. Now you understand it. Now you can begin to change the pattern. See? That's the most powerful thing in your whole life. Because if you don't know, you don't know, like I said, right? So now, I'm thinking like this. If I'm a hamster in a wheel, okay? You ever see the hamster? Let me make it simple for you. If I'm the hamster in the wheel and the guy put the cheese in there and he's making me run on the wheel, I'm a hamster, right? Intellectually, if I'm someone looking out, I know that hamster will never get the cheese. Right? He's never going to get the cheese. He's just going to keep running and chasing the cheese. Okay? Now, let's say I go to the hamster and I say, hey bro, you ain't going to get the cheese, man. He's like, why? It's right there in front of me. I was like, look down. You're on a spinning wheel that's keeping you in a loop. And the hamster goes, bro, you're right. I'm being tricked. So what is the hamster going to do? I was assuming the hamsters are intelligent. I'm just using it to make it simple for you. First thing the hamster's going to do, he's going to stop running. Because he knows, like, man, I can't get that cheese. Remember, the cheese is right in front of his face, right? So he's going to stop running. And then what's next thing he's going to do? He's going to take his 2 little hamster hands and he's going to go, plop. Those 4 hands he was used to running, he'll stop the wheel, he'll look up, he'll go like this, plop, and he'll take the cheese. Why? Because someone showed him his pattern and what he was doing. To him, he's in the wheel, he's in the rat race. To him, that's his universe. To him, he doesn't know any better. To him, he's not even looking down, he's looking up at the cheese. He can't look down to see that he's being played, he's been tricked. Until someone, so who's the someone I'm just using an analogy to make it simple for you. So who's the someone that told the hamster? That someone is called your authentic self or your higher self. You are the hamster. Do you see now it makes sense? That someone is the higher creative part of the mind. But that part of the mind can only come in when you recognize the patterns and you're more aware. It can't come in if you're stuck trying to get somewhere and you're not open for new information. Even though it's trying to talk to you, you're still just like looking at the cheese, like, oh man, the cheese. You're not even being aware of your surroundings. That's what all of us have been tricked by the Matrix to do. That's how they get all of you guys. All of you right now. All of you. Some of you right now are on that wheel and don't even know it. Maybe some of you are on a wheel and I just revealed it to you. Now you can get off the wheel. That's the power of how your mind can literally shut down the opportunities in front of you, man. They'll be right in front of your face, people. The opportunity for you to make money, to find a soulmate, to clean your health, to all that. The opportunity to create business, to have more clients, to create whatever you want. They're right in front of your face. But your mind is so powerful, it shuts that reality out from you because it wants you to keep in the pattern. It doesn't want the pattern interrupted. Like the hamster on the wheel. It'll show you what you want. And let me give you an analogy. You know what the cheese is? The cheese is the future. That's why your mind will show you the future. Say, oh man, listen man, just look ahead, man. Down the line, this is going to be better. Like, oh man, yeah, I can see that, man. But the future isn't real. The future isn't real. That's what it does. Shows you that, oh man, okay man, I can see that. One day I'll do this. One day I'll have that. How many people say that every day? How many people use the one day thing? Yeah, man, one day, man, I'm going to follow my purpose. One day I'm going to be successful. One day I'll get it. One day I'll have it. One day it'll come to me. I got news for you. One day will never come because one day doesn't exist in the unconscious mind. It's a product of the matrix, people. It's a product of the conscious mind. It's correct. Someone just says it. Every day is the same. In fact, there is no days. There is now. Now, if you were smart and you understood this concept and you know how the universe works and you know how you might say one day, you want to say, man, one day, man, Mark, I'll win the lottery, man. One day, man, I'll have success. One day I'll buy the car. One day I'll have the house. One day I'll do this. Because it's never going to come. It's not going to happen. Like I said, if you were like onto this stuff, instead of saying one day, you'll say something like this. You say, I can now have what I want. I can now have this car. I can now win the lottery. Or you want to take it to the next level, be more powerful. You can say, why is it so easy for me to become rich? Why is it so easy for me to win the lottery? Why am I so successful now? Ah, ding, 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 ding. Now the mind reads that as, oh, so this guy wants this thing to happen now. So I'm going to stop playing with this guy because I'm going to stop playing with this girl. I'm going to stop showing them something they can't get. Because if you keep saying one day, your mind is a glitch. Your mind can't understand one day. But if I stay present and if I use a question to my mind, that even bypasses the ego and bypasses so much that I force my subconscious mind to do something that is designed to do. I now force my subconscious mind to prove to me, key point here, I just force my unconscious, subconscious mind to prove to me what I just stated to become my reality. Guess what? That's right, this is a definite shortcut. That's a shortcut to manifestation. Guess what, man? It has to do it. Well, how are you so sure, Mark? Because the universe is a self-correcting code. The universe is created with certain laws that are binding that you and I can't change. It has no choice but to do it. It cannot fail. Let me repeat the word. It cannot fail. Matter of fact, let me go deeper. It's impossible to fail. It's impossible not to happen. These laws are just how it's made. Sorry. The next one is, oh yeah, I'll soon get there. I'll soon have that. Ain't gonna happen either. Someone says 12 major laws of the universe. 12 major laws of the universe and the major law of quantum theory. Everything is binded by information, and you cannot change it. You can, if you look at a particle will always, electron, proton, and atom, a nucleus. Every particle will always have that. They'll all have their component. And what does a particle have? A particle will always have a natural charge, positive, negative charge. That's a inbound. What else is natural? The materials we're made of. Organic, inorganic, compounds. Those are things that you can't change. It's just embedded in the universe. Carbon. We are carbon-based molecules. Everywhere. What's the most abundant elements? Carbon. Same thing with the laws of your consciousness and your mind. Once you get something impressed into the subconscious, it can never fail you. Now let me state this, because you gotta know this stuff. You gotta know this stuff. Someone says, I feel delusional when affirming this. That's why I said to you guys, you have to be a little delusional with your desires. The delusional feeling is your mind resisting you and telling you it's illogical. That's natural. Now, you don't go full delusional. Now, let's get this point now. You can't go full delusional, because then it'll put you in a nut house, and then you'll monitor. So you don't do that. You have to be a little spice of delusional. You're going to have to be a little delusional to get to your desires. Point blank. The reason why you have to be a little delusional, because everybody else, they can't see that. They're stuck in the loop. So you have to go above them, and they're going to look at you like, what are you talking about? That's how, because people's minds are below that. But once you get something impressed in the unconscious mind, it is literally impossible to fail you. Now let me go to the next component of this. Unfortunately, because the mind is so illogical, this literally means good or bad habits. So now do you know why you manifest what you don't want more than what you do want? Now you know why. Why do the majority of people manifest the bad things quicker than the good things? Because their subconscious is predominantly programmed with the negative loop. This is why it's easy to manifest the bad stuff versus the good stuff. The good stuff hasn't been touched. No one has taught you to go into there and focus on the good stuff. You've been more focused on what you don't want to happen in your life. Think about it. How many people get up every day and say, man, this is what I don't want to happen, bro. Man, I don't want to be poor, man. I don't want to lose money, man. Man, I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to be a lonely man or a woman for the rest of my life. I don't want to be sick, bro. I don't want to be broke, man. How many people do that every day? All of you. Majority, all of you do that. Let me tell you something, guys. You got to stop that. Because let me tell you something. What you're doing is programming your subconscious mind to do those things that you don't want. Let me wake y'all up. People don't get this. If you're one of those people that say you're trying to fight or protect, I got to do this because I don't want to fail. I don't want to do this. You are going to fail. You're going to get what you don't want. Point blank. I can sit here with certainty to tell you that. Who's this guy? What are you talking about, man? How are you going to tell me that, Mark? Because I know how your mind works. I know how all of our mind works. And I know that it has to work. I can come back 1 year, 2 year, and I can put money on it. 1 year, 2 year, you're going to do exactly what I say. Matter of fact, not only you're going to do it, you can't stop yourself from doing it, because your subconscious is going to, I could tell you what you're going to do, and you can tell me it's not going to happen. I could check back in 6 to 8 months, and you've done what I told you was going to happen, even if you tried. That's how powerful and confident I know the mind works. Once you know the mind and the brain and how you work, man, it's all game. So if you're a person, okay, man, I don't want to be poor. You're going to bring poor. I don't want to lose money. You're going to lose money. I don't want to be sick. You're going to have sickness. I don't want to be lonely. You're going to have loneliness in your life. Because your mind is illogical. When you say, I don't want to have loneliness, all it hears is loneliness. He wants loneliness. I don't want to be broke. It hears, oh, broke. I don't want to be poor. It just hears poor. I don't want to be sick. It just hears sickness. Not only does it hear that, but now the emotion that you're protecting it with is very strong because you're saying, I don't want that. So that emotion of I don't want is stronger than the emotion of I want, because you think to yourself, man, I definitely don't want that. So you actually put in more emotion into the unwant and the negative. So now your subconscious has all this fuel now. It has here's the program. Now it has the energy. It's like a hurricane. So you know when a hurricane forms, right? In order for a hurricane to be powerful, it has to be over warm water. Warm water is like nitrogen fuel, is like super supreme 93 in a sports car. Put that hurricane, it forms as a what? It forms as a what? Tropical depression. Then it gets to a tropical storm. And then if it goes over warm water, category 4 and 5 storm in a matter of days. That emotion is the warm water for your subconscious. So when you put that emotion like trying to protect, man, I don't want to lose my money, man. You're holding on to the money. I don't want to be lonely, man. You're trying to like go out there and look for a soulmate and all that stuff, man. You're looking and you're pushing. You ain't going to get it. You're just going to be more lonely. It's going to lose more money. Because the emotion that you're using to fight that stuff is the same emotion that your subconscious is using to bring you that stuff. Because it cannot think. It picks up emotions and words, language, feelings, emotions. So, got to stop, people. So how do you fix it, Mark? It's all about, in the beginning of this, I said, you have to allow what you want to come in. So, instead of I don't want sickness, allow health. I don't want to be broke. Instead of being broke, allow wealth. Man, I don't want to be lonely. Allow love. It's real simple, people. You just have to switch from a different state of being, man. It's literally just like that, what I just said. It's literally just like that. It's literally that simple. It's a state of being. See, I just got to get from the state of being desperate, needy, into a state of being of allowance and acceptance. Mark, how do I get to that state, man? GRATITUDE. Gratitude. Gratefulness. Present moment. That will start it for you. Be in present. Okay, Mark, is there anything else? Shortcut. Focus only on what I want instead of what I don't want. So if I'm thinking like, man, I don't want to be poor, I don't want to be broke, I don't want to be this and that, I don't do that. What I do is, okay, I say, Mark, what do you want? And I just go with what I want. I mean, what do I want, man? Oh, you know what I want? More of this, more of that. That's it. I'm now fixing my subconscious mind. But how many people know that? No one teaches you that. No one knows that. It's really that simple. See? Listen, man, in this game of creating your life, there's a lot of things people will make very complicated. It's not complication, guys. They do the complication to just put you in different weaves and send you all confused and all over the place. It's a state of being. If I can get my mind to the state of being, of what I want to be and how I would like to feel, I will become that thing, because my subconscious is looking at the states of being. A state of being is a state of feeling, a state of, it's feeling. It's just being in a state of peace, in a state of flow, man. Yeah, wanting, someone said, I thought wanting shows lack. Yeah, if you're in a state of wanting, that's a state of needing. It's like the same thing. I need, I want. It's a lack. The state of being is just an understanding that, okay, I desire. I am in it. This is who I am. See, that it's not more about the words, it's about how the words portray and what the words feel like for you. Someone says it right here. Who's this? I am impressed. 1, 2, 3. You're already a creator. You already have those desires. Those stuff are already programmed in you. So it's not like you have to go out and create them or look for them. They're already built into you. The thing is, you've just been deceived, man. You've just been like filled with a lot of junk stuff, man. That it becomes literally difficult for you to process this stuff and learn this stuff. And plus, the fact is, you're in the prism of that box construct. Like the hamster in the wheel, right? When the hamster's in the wheel, man, what keeps the hamster from being aware of his surrounding? The cheese. He wants that cheese. He thinks the cheese is going to give him happiness. So he doesn't even take the time to look down and say, man, wait a minute. Let me just check to make sure I can get this cheese. That's how the Matrix gets you. They'll put in front of you your desires and show you them. And say, hey man, go get them. And make you think like, oh man, there it is. And then they put the wheel under you and you keep running because you don't know how to do it. What I mean by that, they put it to you and they tell you you gotta work hard, you gotta bust your butt, you gotta create a bunch of sacrifice. You don't literally have to do any of that. You can literally create anything hard or easy if you want to. It's up to you. It's like you can go to bed and make money when you sleep, or you can go and work a 12 to 24 hour shift and make money. Hard work. You can go work hard, make money, or you can sleep and make money. You can use your mind. You can work smarter, not harder. This is a self-correcting universe. You can do everything you want. But the Matrix, they program you in one direction. They say you have to go hard. It's difficult. It's not easy. It's an odds game. It's a probability game. You got a lot of distractions, which is you got distractions. But the point is, it makes you think you're in a universe that struggles. The fact is, and I just showed this to you, the universe is non-local. Layman's terms, the universe is a projection or a perception of what we indicated based on our views and our perception. In big simple terms, if I think the universe is a universe that's going to be lucky for me and in my favor, the universe will magically turn out to be that way in quantum physics. If I think the universe is a universe that's against me and is hard and is struggling, I got to work hard and fight and I got to do, the universe will magically turn into that universe for me because my observation to the light, to photons, generates the perception in my brain, generates the frequency in the quantum field, which originates and brings these things as matter, people, things, inanimate objects. They become my world. My subconscious mind adapts that program and literally will make me work hard and fight and struggle to get what I want, just as easily as it could make me sit back in my car, chill, check my account, and there's $5,000 deposited. Tomorrow there's $10,000 deposited, and I sit back at home, work on my computer, and I make money that way. It can do it just like that for you. Or it could make you go to work on a 12-hour shift and run that wheel. It's all about that, guys. Quantum physics, yeah, someone says it. Quantum physics, all possibilities exist. Let me repeat that again. Who said this? Electro 8 Majestic. That's correct. In quantum physics, all possibilities exist. Someone says you make it seem easy. It is easy. It is easy. Look, all right. Someone says make it seem easy. All right, I'm going to blow your mind right now. When you say make it seem easy, that's a product of the Matrix. That's what the Matrix wants you to believe. This makes this guy make it easy. It's not that easy. It literally is easy. So let me show you what you got to do. Do this for 5 days. 5 days. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Can you go to bed every night for 5 days? And then your mind is always racing. But if you go to bed, let me make it easier. Some people can't visualize and some people can't even, it's hard to visualize something. All right, so make it easy for you. If you go on your internet and your social media for 5 days, that's easy for you. Everyone's on here. And look for programs or stuff that you want in your life. And watch all of those things for 5 days. I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. If you want to make more money in your life, why don't you start going on social media or YouTube and look at programs to show people making money, how easy it is to make money, what's the key to making money. Okay, or you want to win the lottery, go to watch people's success stories of winning the lottery. You do that for 5 days. You have impressed enough information into your subconscious mind now that it becomes easy to think about that. And now the more you do it, the more the mind remembers it, the more it gets impressed, and the more you experience it as your reality. Is that easy? Can someone comment and tell me, is that easy or that's hard? Who can do that? So when you say it makes it seem easy, it actually is. They just didn't teach you how to do what easy is. So if someone can comment and let me know, well, Mark, that's not easy. I can't do that. That's hard. Easy, right? See, easy. Everyone's on their phone every day. The universe has an algorithm just like your phone. Did you know your phone, for the record, all of our phones are tracking us. You can't get around it now. We're in an age where everything tracks you guys. You got to face that. So your phone actually listens to your voice. And there's a very intelligent software that these companies use to advertise. So if you're ever sitting around and talking like, man, I'd love to have some of that donut or some of that coffee, man. Man, you know what? I'm thinking about getting these new headphones. Where's the best where I can get some headphones? And you go on your Facebook, you see an ad for a headphone. You know, on Instagram, you see an ad for like a coffee store. You're like, man, I was just talking about that. That's because the phone's been listening. That's what advertisers do. They compress information. And that's why when you talk about something, they know how to target you. It's been happening for the past 7 years. The universe works the same way. It listens to what you've been thinking about the most, and then it's going to show you that, just like your phone shows it to you on the phone, but it's going to show you that in your reality as a physical experience. Yeah, you can hear the rain, right? It's raining a little bit hard here. What if you have the impression of what you want, but it hasn't happened yet? Okay. Another thing you gotta remember, guys. If you're focusing on why it hasn't happened yet, that's what you're gonna get. Why it hasn't happened yet. Again, I'm teaching you here. You gotta focus on what you want. Time is irrelevant. Everything has a gestation period. Everything has a point where it has to take time to form from the immaterial to the material. So instead of focusing on why isn't it here yet, because that's what you're going to keep getting, more of, I can't see it. Why don't you focus on what it would look like when it's here, and the time will take care of itself. Let's listen to the rain for a few seconds. Let's listen to the rain. Yep. Focus like you already have it. You see how easy it is to get distracted and how your mind can trip you up? Because that's what most people do. Most people say, man, I've been focused on it, man, but what if I want? Mark, I'm seeing what I want, but why isn't it here yet? You're going to get more of why isn't it here yet. That means you're not going to get it. You're just going to keep getting delayed. Someone says it's perfect. Waiting and looking is lacking. Love it. That's a comment from I am... Sorry you went so fast, but great comment. Can I tell the habits again? Yeah, the habits are auto-hypnosis, self-hypnosis, hypnotherapy, visualizing, meditation, focusing on what you want, becoming comfortable in the uncomfortable, taking calculated risk, changing your pattern, noticing your pattern, noticing your self-talk, adapting, implementing, rinse and repeat. Instead of affirmations, use ask-formations. Amethyst jade. The rain is great. The sound of the rain actually helps to reboot your mind as well. Puts you back, gets you in shift. Does that make sense? Do you see how it works now, guys? That's how it works, man. Are you still trading, Mark? No, right now I'm not trading, man, because the brokerage having problems. So I'm waiting for them to resolve the issue, and then I'll get back on it. Now the rain is chilling out now. What do you recommend when you can see your reality changing before your eyes? Just observe it, accept it like it's normal, and let it happen. Working a job is being in a loop. Unless it's something you love doing, it's not a job. Is it okay to only listen to subliminals and not visualize? That's okay as well. Is working a job being in a loop? As I said before, if you love what you're doing, you're not going to be in a loop. If you don't love what you're doing, you're going to be in a loop. Well, because if you love what you're doing, you're going to be open for more opportunity to expand on what you're doing. If you don't love what you're doing, you're going to be in a loop, so the opportunities are going to be shut out because your mind's not open. You're like just mad, like, damn, I don't want to be here. So there's nothing for to open up for you to be happy about. I'm seeing 7, 7, and lots of 4s. 4s, you're good. Things are going to work out in your favor. 7s are miracles that are on the way for you. You're going to be, a big change is coming for you. What do I think about addiction? Addiction is a process of the unconscious mind. That's how powerful the mind is. Addiction, you have to use willpower to initiate it, and then you can use subliminals to override it. And that's self-hypnosis is the most powerful way to overcome addictions. Why does information seem like it comes so slow? That's because the part of us that processes information is in our intellect mind. And the intellect mind doesn't have the capacity to hold infinite information. So when higher information comes in, it has to slow itself down to take time for your conscious mind to process it. So that makes it seem like it's slow. Your conscious mind doesn't have a lot of power. So the information has to be slowed down. What books do I recommend? My books. I wrote 2 books. Manifested with Quantum Physics. How to use your subconscious mind to win the lottery. You can find them both on Amazon. Just go to Amazon or you go to my website. You'll find my books. Mark Haughton. My books explain everything you need to know about how to make money, how to manifest the lottery, how to use your subconscious mind, how to win at the game of life. Everything that I'm putting out here, they're all in my books. All in my books, man. Oh, wow. Let's see what's going on here. Turn on the AC for a little bit. My biggest obstacle is a toxic environment. A lot of us live in toxic environment, but we have to learn to observe it without absorbing it. Observe without absorbing, guys. That's the secret to this stuff. Observe, but don't absorb. Focus on what I want instead of what I don't want. Keep my routine. Change my pattern. Notice my pattern. Be aware. Stay present. Keep my mind what I want. Rinse and repeat. Auto-hypnosis. Self-hypnosis. Hypnotherapy. Keys to unlocking my subconscious. Speaking out aloud in question formats. Constant self-mind chatter and the positive stuff. There you go. All the tools you need to change, people. Got it? Alright, guys. With that said, that's the time I have. See you again next time.